Shout out to my friend who's LinkedIn. Because she works in marketing, her LinkedIn feed always has the stories that we want to know. And so this one, I can't find a news article on it yet, but it's on LinkedIn because she posted it. Former CEO Caroline Wanga sues Essence Ventures and Sundial Media for defamation. Now, this is a press release that was posted by the law firm earlier today. I'll put the screenshot up here. But again, I can't find a news article on it just yet. It won't be on essence.com. I know that much. So in case you all missed it, last year, Essence Festival got dragged all over TikTok, all over Threads, all over social media for a couple of things. It just wasn't executed as well as previous Essence Festivals. There were also these efforts to be more inclusive of the diaspora, like a Jollof versus Jambalaya war or whatever it was called, and people did not like that. And then Target was still included as a major sponsor following their step back from DEI. So a lot of conversation about that. Caroline Wanga, who was the CEO on record, took a lot of the heat for that. Now, if you remember, there was a guy, I can't think of his name. He was Black American, who was actually leading Essence Festival, and Demetria Lucas ended up interviewing him on her podcast, and he talked about just some of the challenges they've had. There's less funding because of DEI rollbacks and all these different things, and so that's a really good interview if you missed that last year. Now, the same friend who sent me this also saw that he stepped down from Essence and would not be part of Essence Festival. He stepped down earlier this year. So who's running Essence Festival? Who knows? And yeah, it's going to be interesting. So anyway, so she is suing them for defamation. And her argument is that as she was getting dragged for the festival not going well, they never spoke up and defended her or said that she had nothing to do with the festival because she actually had been on leave. She was on leave starting the previous year on a health-related leave. And then she ended up promoting her book. So she was on leave, and then she actually stepped down from her role before Essence Festival happened, and they decided to hold, this is all according to her complaint, which is linked in the news, the little press release article. They decided to hold the release of that until after Essence Festival ended, and they ended up announcing that she was no longer the CEO in August of that year. So she's saying like that their silence hurt her reputation, and she lists out different things that she lost out on in her that she had some deals that people backed out of because of this. So she lists out how much money it was, like a deal with Harlem Fashion Week, a deal with African Brain Trust, the Dollar Tree. And it's substantial. It's a lot of money. She talks about it's about $250,000 in lost revenue because of this. Now, here's my thing. Two things. So, she also talks about she got blamed for Target still being there because she is a former Target employee. And it's just interesting. So she's like trying to argue that she had nothing to do with Essence Festival last year. But I feel like that's a little bit intellectually dishonest because a festival has been going on for decades at this point. What happens at that festival in 2025, the roots of that start before 2025. And so I'm really interested to see what Sundial and Essence, how they respond with evidence from the previous festivals that support that she kind of laid the groundwork for these things before she left. So a couple of things. Number one, so she's actually of Kenyan descent, and people really blames her for the whole Pan-Africanism, the diaspora inclusiveness of Essence Festival. And she's saying like that I had nothing to do with that. Now, Essence, I'm gonna help you out here because I was there one year when she got on that stage and said, we all Black, we should quit talking about this Black American and all that. She said it from the stage. I'll never forget it because the tone of it, I didn't like it. And I was like, why would she say that? It was out of place. She said it on the stage. And so I have a hard time not connecting those two things. The other thing for Target, I'm helping you out here again, with Target. When she was on, while Essence is gearing up, this is around the same time that Target is rolling back DEI, she's promoting her book. So they asked her about the Target DEI rollback. When you look at her resume, she worked for Target for a very long time. She built that DEI program at Target, which before they rolled it back was considered like one of the best programs in the country when it came to DEI, one of the best corporate programs. She was like, oh, they didn't really change it. They just kind of, they're shifting the goals and whatever. So her answer really absolved Target, in my opinion. So I'd be using that answer in my response essence because I'll be like, well, ma'am, you said this about Target. So this would be an interesting kind of thing. I think even the argument that Oh, she also in her complaint talks about how she helped raise Essence profits, all that, like a significant raise in their profits. What I think is interesting too is just this idea of their silence. It ultimately defamed me. Like it's like they weren't actively out here saying negative things about her or lying on her, but their silence helped to push this story about her that she's saying is not true. So again, she's saying that one, she wasn't involved at all in 2025's Essence Festival. But again, I'm saying whatever you build in 2025 didn't just get built completely in that calendar year. It was built years previous when she was involved. That's how I see it. Now also too, Sundial, they stay in some mess when it comes to the working environment. That owner who also owns Shea Moisture, they stay in some mess. So I'm going to give her some grace there because they always in an employment lawsuit, some investigation are questionable. So that does line up. So she's saying that she also talks about that she had nothing to do with Target staying on. However, I do think that the relationship when Target came on as one of the brands in the convention center, everybody was saying, oh, Target is here now because the new CEO of Essence used to work at Target. So it's like, yeah, you helped to build that contract though. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting piece there because Walmart was in there and they ended up replacing them with Target. It was said countless times that Target is now in the convention center because of Caroline Wanga, because she worked there. But before we got mad at Target, it made sense. They had the good stuff. So I was happy to see Target in the convention center. Then they went and ruined everything. And then she's saying that she did not push the Pan-Africanism, but I'm here to tell you, I think that was a kind of a inclusive expansion kind of thing that was a priority before that Essence Festival 2025. And also too, this is the part that tickled me. She said on page 1 of her complaint, the festival was unsuccessful and deeply criticized by the public. They kept trying to argue. It was a great festival. It turned out great. Listen, Caroline said it wasn't good, which we all knew. So I'm interested to see what the festival looked like this year. They got Michelle Obama coming. I think they have a pretty decent lineup. I can't go this year, but yeah. So there you have it, y'all. Caroline Wanga, she's suing them. Listen, maybe she'll get her money. I just think their response is going to be interesting because I know I've heard her say some things. I'm like, that doesn't align with what you arguing here, but we will see. I'll definitely be following this case.